Hello everybody, welcome back to Easy Weeknight Cooking with Heart's Desire Spice Blends. We are back in the house, and as promised last week, we've got a very easy recipe that uses Garam Masala. Garam Masala is the newest blend in our line, and it is so yummy. This stuff is, it's citrusy, it's nutty, it has just this backbone of a little bit of sweetness and a background of savory, but the citrusy and nutty just really come forward. It is quintessentially Indian, and it is lovely. So what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be doing masala roasted cauliflower, and I'm going to teach you a little bit about cauliflower and how we can make this nondescript vegetable into something absolutely tasty. So why don't we get started? We're going to need 1 medium head of cauliflower, 2 teaspoons of Heart's Desire Garam Masala, yummy, 1 large clove of garlic, and 2 tablespoons of butter. That's it. So we're gonna start off with our cauliflower. This was a very large head of cauliflower, and that's about as much as we're going to need right there. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off by taking the leaves off and cutting off the stem so that we can actually access all these beautiful florets. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut these florets into about bite-sized pieces. We're going to break off pieces right along in here in order to deconstruct the cauliflower. And starting with individual florets is a beautiful idea, because oftentimes, unless you get the ones closer to the stem, the bottom of the cauliflower, they actually break into pretty bite-sized pieces just all on their own. And you can do this with a knife, you can do this with a hand. If you're feeling particularly aggressive, just rip that baby apart. Then you're going to cut the larger pieces into smaller bite-sized pieces. There we go. There's that. Now what you're going to want to do is bring out your old Ziploc bag and toss this wonderful stuff right in there. We're not going to be dirtying a whole lot of dishes this time. I love that idea. Why? Because I don't like doing them. I don't like washing dishes. Go figure. And I'm going to throw all those beautiful florets right into that Ziploc bag and put them aside. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of butter, my 2 teaspoons of Garam Masala, and actually, I'm going to put those 2 teaspoons on the bottom of this microwave safe bowl, because what we're going to do is we're going to heat up this butter until it's melted, so it's very pourable. I want all that butter, when it is heating, to capture those beautifully oil-soluble flavors that come in that Garam Masala. Oh, so good. So meanwhile, we're also going to grab 1 medium to large clove of garlic. I'm gonna pop that right in my garlic press. If you don't have a garlic press, you can finely mince this. I don't like a whole lot of large pieces in here because I want all of that cauliflower to get a little bit of garlic. And if I were to put this in large pieces, you'd get a couple of pieces, large pieces of cauliflower on the sheet pan, which we're going to roast these on, but not a whole lot on your cauliflower. And I want that stuff on the cauliflower. This is now ready for the microwave on high for between 10 and 30 seconds until that butter is melted. So I'm going to do that right on in there and start it for 30 seconds. Now, this is not entirely melted yet. I'm going to give it a stir, see if it melts the rest of the way. If it does, it's golden. Ah, beautiful. Now, when I'm pouring this over the cauliflower, I'm not just dumping it all in one place. I'm spreading it out. And then I'm gonna scrape the bowl, get all that yumminess out. And by now, you have your oven preheated to 450 degrees. Why? Because you want this thing to roast in there at a high heat without being broiled for about 20 to 25 minutes. Now we're going to go ahead and shake this up, get all that wonderful butter with those gorgeous spices all over our cauliflower. And so this is something that you can hand the kids, absolutely. And, you know, you talk about getting your kids involved in cooking. This is a rather child-safe way to do it, as long as you're keeping an eye on them. And that is now ready for a sheet pan. Now, when we're going to put this in the oven for, like I said, between 20 and 25 minutes at 450 degrees, and it is going to be absolutely wonderful, my darlings. So put this in an even layer. We don't want our cauliflower stacked on itself. We are ready. And that nutty, citrusy, slightly earthy smell is definitely wafting my way. Oh, it's wonderful, and it's making my mouth water. So what's the best way to make sure that your mouth isn't watering too long? Get the stuff from the oven. Oh, would you look at that? You're gonna roast these babies until they are golden and tender. Oh my gosh, seriously? Yes, this is wonderful. So I need to taste this stuff for you. At this point, you're going to serve pretty immediately because they're going to lose heat rather quickly. But I need to taste. Oh my gosh, would you look at that? Encrusted with those spices, golden brown, tender, smells amazing. And taste divine. Oh my gosh. You don't overpower your cauliflower when you do this. The first thing that I tasted was that little bit of buttery saltiness from the butter. And then we got hit with some of that cumin and coriander that's in there, which is so wonderful. It's citrusy and nutty. At the end, oh my gosh, got a little bit of heat from the black pepper that's in this blend. And you still get the sweetness from that cauliflower with the butteriness from that 2 tablespoons of butter that you put in. And seriously, guys, you don't get much more easy than this. And the other thing I have in the oven right now, you may have to see, because it is also wonderful, is a recipe I've been testing tonight. This is chicken drumsticks that I have brushed with about 1.5 tablespoons. That's 1.5 tablespoons of Garam Masala mixed with between about 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and as much as 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. Just brushed it on, and it's been in that high oven, and it is looking fabulous. So from our kitchen to yours, that is a really easy weeknight dinner using Garam Masala, and it's a great way to please the taste buds in a way that's a little bit off the beaten path, at least flavor-wise. Meanwhile, it doesn't take a lot of work, and your families ought to love it. So from our kitchen to yours, you guys keep things tasty, and we will see you next week.